Sam Prendergast, there was an interesting opening part where Marcus Smith had all the possession on the ball in Sandgate. It was unbelievably stunning pass or break or whatever for the first try. How do you think he did well in that really big pressure atmosphere now that he's getting to start those games?
Yeah, listen, it was lots of really good stuff from Sam, which is nice to see again. Still a young player coming through, but yeah, listen, there's some really good positive touches out there. Scores early try and has some really positive moments during the course of the game, really big moments. So yeah, the start of the game was pretty tit for tat. Like, we weren't probably that accurate in the first 10 minutes. Quins came out, physically we were, maybe fell off one or two tackles as well. But we managed to scramble well, and that's what sometimes is required. And then we hit back. Obviously, we get in for a couple of good tries back to back, and we don't really look back too much after that. So we're pretty clinical overall, and there's lots of really good passages of attack, and there's some good passages of defence as well. So Quins lose a couple of players, and so we know what that was like with the Bulls week in particular. We had that disruption when we lose 4 guys to HIAs in the first half, and I know exactly what Quins had, but it was something pretty similar. So they had to deal with the disruptions, and listen, I thought our guys managed most of the periods, that downtime, well, and making plans, and pretty clinical in terms of some of the execution. So yeah, listen, lots of positives.
Leo, a similar question Johnny asked Josh. Is that the kind of game that does much at this stage of the season, or is there an element that wouldn't have minded a bit more of a tougher challenge going into the quarter-final?
It's relevant really at this point, isn't it? Like, so we are now. I think everyone's come through. It's great to get a game under our belt together. It's just, regardless of how the game went today, the most important bit is being in the quarter-final draw. We'll watch the game, put a plan in place, see how everyone's come through. I think everyone seems to be pretty good in the dressing room there. So, what it's like this time of year, like, people are going to be dropping out at different stages. We lost James, as I said, during the week. We talked about yesterday. He'll be gone for a couple of weeks, but again, I'm not sure exactly how long. And yeah, it's just about putting a plan in place now and trying to deliver again. It's, there was a decent lead into this game. The lads were able to watch, I guess, Harlequins in action over the last couple of weekends, Saracens and Bath, and have a very clear plan. This week the challenge is different because it's a short training week, game on Friday. It's going to be the same for who we're playing against, but we just need to make sure that we can control what we can control, which is how we go about preparing. So yeah, no, I'm excited for the week. Listen, it was an exciting lead into this game. It was it's hard to believe. Yeah, we were this time last week. We were in underneath the
swimming pool.
Well, Max Deegan was getting ready to get into swimming. Even though we were only actually leaving the hotel this time last week. But yeah, from Kings Park, Durban to here this week. But obviously the young guys, I think, as I said earlier on, they sort of showed the way with probably some of the intent. They don't know if there was nowhere near the same level of experience during the course of the game, but that was a proper tight game. And yeah, that's just the way it plays out week to week. It's hard to control what the opposition do. So all we can control is what we do ourselves. And listen, whoever we play next week, hopefully we have a big crowd and the Aviva, and whoever it is we're playing against, it's just trying to how we go about applying maximum pressure on the opposition, in attack and defence, and around set piece. So that's what we've talked about over the last while, and that's what we'll try and continue to build on.
I give this for one minute from a cue for this question. If it is Glasgow that are playing their favourites, and what kind of challenge do Glasgow pose?
I'm going to get myself in trouble here.
I can ask the same question about Leinster. Yeah,
but Glasgow, obviously URC champions, so and Franco Smith they're going really well under Franco since he's come in, and yeah, listen, there's so much experience from Scottish internationals littered throughout their squad. So dynamic in the way they play. They're a very good mauling team. Once they get you into 22, obviously their hookers score a lot of tries out the back of mauls. They have a very big back line that can cause you a lot of trouble, a lot of pace. You see, particularly towards the tail end of last season, winning away in Thomond in the semi-final, and then win away obviously in Loftus in the final. So they're pretty comfortable being on the road and coming away with big wins. So listen, there's a hell of a lot of threats across the board.
So really good to check on injuries. Everyone okay?
Seem to be, generally, a few bangs, but nothing too significant. Joe had his ankle there at the end. Rabbit went down with an ankle early on in the first half, but he seemed to be able to truck on okay. So, they look okay generally.
Ronan did the warm up to see if that signified he might be back.
Who?
Ronan Pepper.
Ronan, exactly, yeah. And that was the big thing, just trying to get him through a full week, but he should be good to go now, yeah.
Leo, I don't remember any clean sheets in the knockout stages of Europe going back to 95 and 96. A lot of focus on the defence and Jack in, and so how pleasing is that for such an unusual stat to keep team scores?
Yeah, no, everyone's working away, the intent was really positive now, again, because we know Quins are a very good attacking team, score a lot of tries, so it's been a big focus over the last couple of weeks, and credit to the players. They're working hard for each other, that's exactly what you want.
Josh, just that return to Leinster when you went down to Wicklow for the retreat and everything, how easy or difficult was it to wash the Six Nations out of the system? Like, obviously you only lost once, but you were disappointed to finish third and turn your attention to what we saw today.
I actually find it easy enough. It's not. Sometimes it can be tricky when there's not much of a turnaround. Obviously, with the way the games fell, we got given the week off after the Six Nations. So I was kind of at that stage in the middle of the season. It's weird having a week off. You kind of don't know. You feel like you should be playing rugby or training or something. But that was good. Just fresh enough, forget about rugby for a while, and then. Once we got back in, then the week after it was ready to go, kind of excited to get going. So it was actually, it was nice. It was great to get back in. A great day down in Wicklow, as you mentioned, and lads came in very hungry and trained really hard last week, and this week just gone. This week just gone as well. So lads came in hungry. So worked well.
What does winning the team do, just on Brendan's question, do for your team? You've gone through a big change in terms of the defensive system. Keeping a team like that scoreless must be a big feather in the cap.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's obviously the goal that if you could do it every game, it would be brilliant. But as Leo mentioned, it's a lot of hard work, lads. Worked unbelievably hard out there. There's some great hits put in and some great scramble defence, particularly first 20 minutes or so. And there was some great work from the lads throughout. Particularly, I thought the centres and outside backs did very, very well organising the forwards, making sure we weren't in too much trouble. I think Quins have some very dangerous players as well. So very pleased with it.